Hey guys, so welcome to this video on the like operator and its wildcards in T-SQL, Transact-SQL, SQL Server. So let's jump right in. The like operator is used in a where clause. If you've not seen our video on where clause or don't know how it works, I'll link to that in the description. But the like operator is used in a where clause to search for a specified pattern in a column. And basically this allows you to sort of make sure that your the data in a specific column matches a certain pattern that has to be followed, or you want to pull data that matches a certain pattern from a column. And that's basically the use of the like operator, and we use patterns based on wildcards. So wildcards are basically like these symbols or operators that we have in SQL Server that represent different scenarios in uh, in in a pattern. It could represent distinct scenarios in a pattern. So examples, I'll just show you the slide on the wildcards. We've got a percentage symbol, and that represents zero or more characters. So suppose you've got, for example, BL and a percentage sign. It returns just BL, black, blue, blob. So and basically any words that starts with a BL, how many ever characters, or just the BL itself. So basically, yeah, the percentage symbol represents zero or more characters of any type. If you've got an underscore, what that does is it can be any character, but only one of those. If there's one underscore, that means there should be one character in its place. It can be any character. So if you do h underscore t, any word that starts with a h, has another letter, and then ends with a t, will fit that pattern. Then you've got the square brackets. So basically with the square brackets you can specify many characters inside the square bracket, and in its place one of those characters should remain. So if you've got a h and then square bracket OA, and then you close the square brackets, and then t, hot and hat will work because O and A are specified in the square brackets, but hit will not work. And it's also important to remember that it's only for each square bracket set, only one character needs to be filled from its particular place. And used with the square bracket, we've got the chapeau or cap operator. I'm not sure if it's a real name, but it looks like an upward arrow or a hat. And this is basically a not for all intents and purposes. And so if you use that with the same square operator that we mentioned above, it returns patterns where those specified letters are not present. So if you've got a h and then you open square brackets, a cap, a chapeau, OA, and close square brackets and T, it represents every three letter word starting with H and T, but doesn't have O and A in between. So hot and hat will not be returned. And then we can also use the hyphen operator inside square brackets. So that allows us to specify a range of values. So if you've got a C and then you open square brackets and then do A to B. B is a bad example. So if you had A to D and close the square bracket in a T, all the values, so CAT, CBT, CCD, CCT, and CDT would be involved in that pattern. So I think it will become more clear when we've looked at a demo. But also it's important to know that you can use multiple of these patterns to fit column types by using the AND or operators in between. So you can mix and match them logically using the AND and OR operators. If you've not seen a video on the AND or operators, I'll link to that as well. So let's dive into the like operator. I'm using Azure Data Studio, which is the tool you need on Mac. If you're on Windows, you can use SQL Server Management Studio. I have installation guides for both depending on what OS you're using, and I'll link to those in the description as well. And yeah, I will link to this GitHub repository as well, where I've got basically some table setup data and some like demo .sql. That's another file which will have all the queries that I'm showing you in the demo, and this table setup. Basically, you can copy paste it in your SQL tool to follow the to follow along with me, and so you'll have the same data set to work with. So let's jump into the demo. So I've just run a basic query here to show the sample data. So now let's begin with the percentage operator, which is the most commonly used wildcard with the like operator. So I want to find all names that start with A. Where, so I do a where first underscore name like, and then inside single quotes I do a and a percentage sign. So this gets us all names that start with A. And case is not an issue, it's case insensitive. So if you put a small A or a big A, it doesn't really matter that. So you can see we've got all names that start with A returned. And suppose we wanted to find all names that end with A. It's basically almost the same statement, but we just put the percentage sign in front of the A. So basically what the percentage is doing is, again, it's creating a pattern where the percentage sign is in this the pattern is basically the everything in the single quotes. So where the percentage sign is residing, that could be multiple, single, or no characters, and it just has to end with a to satisfy the criterion. So when I run this, I get every row of data where the first name ends with A. As you can see, it's working. So now suppose I want to get some data that has R present, get all the data where the first name has the letter R present in. So to do that, you can specify a percentage sign in front and behind. So that way, since the percentage sign can be many values, a single value or no values, the name can start or end with R, that doesn't matter. But as long as there is an R in between, it should be returned. So let's run. So as you can see, Darren, Malo, Lorraine, Shara, Lon. Yeah, everybody's got an R somewhere, or multiple R's at least. And yeah, now let's look at the percentage sign. No, we've looked at the percentage sign. Now let's look at the underscore, which basically, instead, like what the percentage sign did for multiple, single, or no characters, if you use an underscore, there must be one random character residing there. So if you use a statement like this, which is underscore R percentage, R should reside in the second position of whatever first name is getting returned. So let's run it. So yeah, here you can see R is in the second position because we've specified underscore first. So so there needs to be one character there to occupy that space. And then we've got R, and then we've got a percentage sign. So the name can end with that R, have one more character, have multiple more characters. So basically any length name could be fit in. So in most cases where you would use these wildcards is when the data in the table has to specify a certain condition. So suppose you say values have to start with an L and be at least 3 characters long. So for things like passwords and things like that, it's important that you can use these patterns to sort of make sure they meet your criteria. So suppose you wanted to make sure that a name starts with L and has at least 3 characters, what you would do is where the pattern comes up, you mention L so that it always has to start with the L, and then to make sure it's at least 3 characters long, you place 3 underscores. so that there have to be 3 more characters, and then you can place a percentage sign. So then after the 3 underscores, there can be no more data, or there can be lots more data. And when I say data, I mean characters. So but you know that because there's 3 underscores, the name will be at least 3 characters long. So you can see this Livy here, she's 4 characters long. So suppose I put 1 more or 2 more underscores, she should be removed from the table because her name is only 4 characters long. So you can see we've lost Livy along with some others who were shorter. And then suppose you just want to know name starting and ending with a particular set of characters. So suppose you want to get names that started with J and ended with N, you can just do J %N, so it returns names however long, as long as they start with the J and end with the N. So we've got some names that match those criterions. Now let's look at the square operator. So what we had, when we had talked about the square operator, we had said that it represents a single character in the pattern, but that character needs to be one of the letters specified inside the square brackets. So where it could be used is when we want to say something like get names that start with either of these letters. So suppose we put square brackets and say we want all names that start with either a B or a S or a P. We put those in square brackets and then we put a percentage sign. And if we run these, it should return all names that start with a B, S or a P. Shara, Blake, SB, yeah, that looks to be working. And so basically, just to tell you again what it means is the square bracket stands for a single character in its position, and that character needs to be one of the values specified inside the square bracket. So either B, S or P, and then we've got a %2 sign after that. So the rest of the name can be n number of characters long with any character specified in it. So that's how the square operator works. And then like that, we've got the not operator, which I was telling you about. So the not operator can be used inside the square bracket operators, and now it just basically does an inverse where it changes the statement to all names that do not start with these letters. So any names in the table where they don't have B, S or P as the first letter will be returned. So you can see if we got Darren, Odelia, there's no B, S or P, so that's how that works. And finally we had looked at the hyphen operator, which is the last wildcard, and how the hyphen operator works is also interesting. It basically allows you to use the square bracket operator, but instead of typing out all the variables, suppose it was a range, suppose instead of typing out the values like you had here BSP, you had a situation where it was sequential alphabets, like it was A to F or A to G. Instead of typing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you just do A -G. So this pattern returns all names that start with letters from A to G. So now if you run it, you can see we've got names starting with Darren, Colas, D, G, B, F, A. So that statement is working, and it's inclusive, which means that A and G are included in this range. And finally, I had mentioned that you can use the AND operator or OR operator with these with the like statement and wildcards to create more compound statements. So suppose we want data from the table where the first name and last name both start with A. We can do where first name like and then specify the pattern A %, which gives us all first names that start with A. And then we can do the same thing with the last name column. So you do AND last name like A %. And now if we run that, you see you get this name where the first name starts with A and the last name starts with A. So that's a little bit about the like operator and its wildcards. A bit complex at first, but I think the important thing is just to practice and just experiment with different wildcards and its use cases. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and once again, thank you.